coming to you live here from 21.099490 by 157.868572 right off the coast of Honolulu. We are, of course, here today with Sparkling Tuna Cup number 11. Sparkling Tuna Cup number 11. I'm, of course, Yakuzaku of the Zaku. I am not Chase, unfortunately, but I'm going to try to channel him as much as possible here. Today, of course, is El no es soltero, pero sigue siendo un gazar de escotilla, like _VIP. How we doing?
What's up, Yaku? Oh my god, mate, I miss your intros, and I hope you're not too much like Chase. I think we could do with a little less Twilight and a little more StarCraft.
A little less Twilight, a little more Vampire Diaries. I gotcha.
Oh god. Team what's it, Elena? No, what's her name? No, that's her name, right? Yeah,
that was her name. Yeah,
yeah.
Elena.
Or team
Or Elena.
Katarina.
Katarina.
Oh god.
Not trying to do with team so much, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, Damien and Edward.
Escaped me. What's it, Klaus? Klaus is the other guy.
No way not going there.
Steve.
But yeah, mate, we're back with Sparkling Tuna Cup, and mate, we got a series.
We do have a series. One player very familiar with, one player not so much, and we're throwing it all here on Berlingrad LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner. We of course have our red player coming out from the land of India. He is going to be representing Team Alpha X. Sushi himself, the shark, he is Demi.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Hungarian Protoss player for the very first time here, featured on our channel, representing Root Gaming. It is AZTEX.
First time being featured on this channel, and I think in general that's probably the first time we have Hungarian representation. I'm trying to think back to MSO and SCO.
Yeah.
There was probably a couple of people there, but yeah, in general, we don't really see many players from Hungary in our events.
Exactly, like that's the added bonus of our new tournament of Sparkling Tuna Cup. We can get some Europeans, we can get some North Americans. As long as you're a DGen, we welcome you here.
Yeah, trigger.
Exactly. So yeah, we actually have some new signups. If you want to have a look at the bracket, !B in the chat. We have some pretty big names as well, which is great to see. We have some returning players and some new players.
Yeah. Just looking around the bracket, I mean, it's been a while since I've really immersed myself in a Sparkling Tuna bracket, but I can recognize a couple of familiar faces coming along here. The biggest one in my mind, anyway, is probably Keen. But yeah, nice little bit of a mix that we got today.
Oh yeah, a lot of good Terrans, a lot of good Protosses, some Zergs, like the one we got right here. Maybe the only notable one, but it feels bad, man. If you're looking at the bracket and if you're wondering, Mio Micah was here for check-ins, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it for the tournament. Unfortunately, at his home, he's having some renovations done, or I think whether it's at his home or in his building complex, I'm not sure. But they're going to be turning off his electricity, so he won't be able to play.
Yeah, the point is the power's going down, and you know, he didn't thaw out his backup generator since the last time they had a flood.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a feels bad, man. There's a similar story with Control as well. Not electricity related, but yeah.
I was gonna say.
Where he checked in, but he was unavailable because he is feeling a little bit under the weather, unfortunately.
Yeah, recently posted to Twitter that he did find out that he was COVID positive, and I think it's this day 3 or something like that. He was pretty optimistic like a day ago or something, but yeah, kind of hit him a little hard. today. And speaking of hitting hard, these Lings are already at the third base. They've taken out the Adept. They could actually fight the other one as well, but that's a very good choke point to utilize. Oh, not good enough, though, for AZTEX.
Exactly, the Adepts, their hips, they're just not thick enough. Both Adepts do get taken down. At the same time, an Oracle across the map did get a little bit of damage done, but 2 drones, not quite worth. 2 shield batteries being cancelled, the probe going down, as well as 2 Adepts.
Yeah, if we take a look at the units lost tab here, Demi definitely came out ahead in the entire engagement. And we'll see if he leverages this to something bigger. I mean, it's not the biggest advantage in the world, but sometimes when it comes to Demi, you just need to give him an inch and he'll be able to take the entire mile.
Oh yeah, exactly. He'll take it, man. That's exactly what he's planning to do. Meanwhile, before we get too far into things, and as things are popping off here in this game, massive shout out to Soundo in the chat as well. Oh. Don't think we didn't notice you, but he did donate. Once again, I don't know what it is about this number. I'm going to have to ask him about it. But 75, yeah, $75.16.
Yeah, that's actually the year he was born, I'm pretty sure. 1675.
He's as old as steel, mates. Oh my god.
We didn't think it possible.
But thank you so much, Santa. We really do appreciate the constant support that we've been getting from you. Thank you so much. Again, in the chat, let us know. Is there something about that number? Is it just like a weird currency exchange of USD to AUD to USD or something? Like, all right, yeah, I don't know. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it very much, Soundo. With that, I will continue to bug Light about getting a merch store, but I can't promise that we'll actually get it.
Oh god. Fun fact, we are getting Miguelito, his jerseys plural, as he's getting 2 of them. He's getting them.
Yeah,
can confirm that at least. That's kind of merch related.
Exactly, there we go.
Yeah,
that money went straight to merch, just not for the public.
Unironically.
Look at use of these Void Rays right now. Demi, Queen's completely out of position, and honestly, he doesn't have too many of them to spare either.
Ooh. Oh, the transfuses, are they going to be enough? No, they are not. There's not enough energy here. The 4th base actually gets picked off.
Very big win here for AZTEX. I want to say that that's enough to let him rocket ahead here, but just looking at the worker supply, he's still a little bit behind. I do like the tech that he's going for, though. Did grab that fleet beacon, and he's getting his Twilight Council now, so yeah, if he's able to hold Demi's eventual timing, then I think he's in a very good position, but that's a very big if.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, no, the Queens are out of position once again, and it looks like the 4th base is going to be denied. Thankfully, this time it was a cancel, not a kill. But something that we have to all bear in mind is that Demi is going for a bit of a Hydra timing here. A bit of a bold move. This doesn't have a lot of longevity to it, but because it's Berlingrad, because the creep highway is on the way, like, this is going to hit pretty hard and pretty quick.
That it will, and I gotta tell you, like, it's been a while since I saw Roach Hydra timing like this, but then again, it's also been a while since I saw a Protoss player this dedicated to Void Rays in PvZ. Meta has shifted in a couple of months ago, and now we're seeing a little bit of a return of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there are some weaknesses to going for a Hydra timing like this. The biggest one is splash damage, whether it's Disruptors or Storm or Colossus. But we don't really have any of that right now. We have Charge on the way, and we have a Gateway Explosion, but there's honestly not a lot of defenses here. Like, only just now is a bunch of cannons and shoe batteries being thrown down.
I'm just staring at that Stasis Ward right now, but I think Demi has cut the shimmer of it. He's trying to look for some alternate paths. Just like so. That is honestly probably the perfect positioning of a Stasis Ward you can get on this match, but unfortunately Demi is too wise to that, and he will be completely avoiding it, going straight for the natural instead. Yeah,
this is the power of Berlingrad. When you take down these rocks, you can just bypass the 3rd base, go straight into the natural. We even have a couple of biles connecting with those Void Rays as well. Again, Demi, to be fair, he does have to deal critical damage here, but he has a lot of Hydras.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of making up for the lack of AoE. Get biles and get lucky, and Demi has definitely been nailing them so far. The chargelets, actually, the slow lots, charge isn't even finished yet. They're slowly whittling into their depths. The carry is going to go down all of these interceptors as well. Demi is finally starting to lose a couple of units, but now I'm looking at the army supply of AZTEX Light, and it ain't looking too good.
I mean, they're kind of equal in workers, but GG gets called. Demi just has far too much here and takes the first game.
Woo! Nicely done.
Zergless, he's like the only notable Zerg in the bracket, mate. I have to hold on to it.
We need him, yeah. Well, he looked pretty solid here, and yeah, hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of this bracket as well.
Oh boy, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. As we all just head on over to that bracket, and again, it's really cool to see some of these names, right? You were talking about him before. Keen is a bit of a returning player, but when it comes to some other kind of new representation, we were able to cast Spear a couple of days ago in the Who is Amateur King tournament, and it looks like maybe he caught on to us, and now he's here in Sparkling Tuna Cup as well.
Yeah. As another player from that bracket, which is a little bit, well, I would say it's a little bit surprising because we're used to him signing up, but not that surprising considering the time zones is. Trigger, unfortunately, isn't here today, but, I mean, that's kind of understandable. I will say, though, like, I'm a little bit disappointed we don't see Honmono. Gotta tell ya. He was absolutely the highlight of that cast.
Yeah.
IMO.
Yeah, nah, 100%. I should have messaged him. Oh my! Well, I'll make sure to do that next time. I'll make sure to PM a bunch of these guys. Like,
a reminder.
Yeah, exactly. Because we can't get enough of him, mate. It's. I'm sure his opponents are sick of him, but we're not.
Yeah. I wasn't able to catch the entire VOD of the rest of that cast after I went to bed, but I did see one game on Pride of Altaris, which was a hell of a throwback. I'll leave it at that.
The Gangnam, it was so sick. He died horribly, but it was so sick.
Yeah, I believe that VOD is still a highlight on the Twitch channel. If anybody has time, I recommend you all watch us casting GP Who is Amateur King, B. That was, oh, what a night, is what I will say. And speaking of what a night, here we are now on Pride of Altaris, that map. LE, we're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have a Teal Protoss player coming out from the land of Hungary, or Ungir, or Magyar, I believe. I have a lot of names. He is going to be representing Root Gaming. We have AZTEX.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the Indian Zerg player representing Alpha X and currently leading the series 1-0. It is Demi.
Apparently we got an update here, Light. 7516 is 100 AUD?
But what does it mean?
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
What does AUD mean?
Oh god.
Well,
good.
give you money.
True.
I guess AZTEX was watching the cast.
Exactly. AZTEX, he saw how much Sounder had donated. He's like, yo, I want some of that as well. Going for the gold as is natural. In a PVZ.
You know what? You know, I heard that this is actually it's a superstition where if you go for the gold, you have better chances of winning the raffle.
Are you trying to rig the bracket? Are you trying to rig the raffle right now? Yaku, are you like, mate, you know what to do. I'm trying to set one of them schoolyard urban legends so we see more players go for. Yeah, you're like, you know, I heard that if you do not veto Pride of Altaris, then you may win the raffle.
Yeah. You know, if I heard that going mass BCs actually messes with the RNG and it gives you a bit of a better chance.
You know, I heard if you PM Honmono on Discord and tell him to sign up to the tournament, you will win the raffle.
That's not what I heard. I heard that if you PM Honmono and tell him to sign up, he will win the raffle.
Oh god.
Well, Well, it looks like Demi heard our superstitions as well, as we're seeing a bit of gold on gold action this game.
Oh yeah, the gold on gold. You love to see it. This is immediately scouted here by Demi with his slow links. Obviously, you can't really punish this right now, but AZTEX is going to be in a really awkward scenario position where he does have to fortify this location, his natural, as well as his main base as well. And Demi's going to have options with where he wants to attack, you know, once he does work on that army.
Yeah, especially with Lings and Ling speed coming on the way. This is honestly... I feel like this is honestly one of the worst things you could do against Demi, right? Demi is a player who loves his early game Lings. He loves to take that map control. And exposing yourself in not just one, but two areas like this, just... I mean, he's got to be over the moon right now, Demi, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. We already see a flood of Lings coming out here. The Lings, obviously, not a massive dedication to them, but we also have a relatively early Roach Warren as well. I say that, but looking at Demi, he scouts and he confirms, hold on, you do have a very fast Twilight Counter here. He can confirm that there are no gases at the natural, so he can deduce that, okay, it makes sense. It's going to be charge lots.
Well, chargeless and DTs. Is that Dark Shrine actually part of the wall? It's a little bit of an odd... That's too much health for a pylon.
Yeah, it doesn't get spotted by the Overlord, but it will get spotted by the Lynx.
Funnily enough. AZTEX didn't even try to hide it, but Demi still didn't see it till now.
Yeah. Well, now, you know, information is key here. It is king, and Demi, he now knows everything. We already see he's preparing. Spores being thrown down all over the place. Roach Warren is already done as well. I mean, again, it's all about him now reacting to what he just saw.
Indeed it is. I appreciate the early layer as well. This gives him a bit more of a mobile detection force. He's not, you know, he's not going to be sitting back. Having a Demi that plays passive is... it's against his nature, really. He wants to be out there on the map. He wants to take control.
Yeah, he wants to take control on a date.
Once he's better.
Once he's better, exactly. He can't. He just can't do it right now. He just can't do it. Hopefully he can one of these days. As the DTs do reveal themselves here on creep, a little bit of a feels bad man there. But again, like, Demi has vision all over the place. He has spotter Lings outside the third base. I'm sure he's going to be checking the natural in case his opponent takes the third. And AZTEC, now it's on him. Like, he has stopped probing. Like, he should be going, you know, 2-base all in here.
Yeah, that's what we're expecting, which is why it's not what he's gonna go for. No, it probably is. Got a Warp Prism out, his gateways have finished up. With that gold base, he has way more minerals than he could really do much with. He'd be spamming out charge hooks left and right.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's getting ready to push out. Meanwhile, his army does get scouted here by Demi. He does confirm the War Prism in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, AZTEC has to be careful not to get too supply blocked. That's what was kind of holding him up earlier, as now he's pulling the trigger. He is going on in, and Demi, do you have enough? He does have 6 more roaches on the way.
Yeah, but I'm actually really liking this fighting location right now for AZTEX, as the chargelets barely get stretched, and every single Ling goes down to the Archons. Very good use of a choke point, though, from the side of Demi. The Queens are trying to deal with the Immortal, but they are slowly getting taken out. A couple of roaches coming back into position, and it is not enough. AZTEX takes that game, and now we're tied up 1-1.
Wow, AZTEX with the 2-base all in with the power of the gold base. He pulls it off. I did notice that Demi did maybe drone up a little bit too much, especially because he had the gold base as well, so drones weren't the priority there. But he also had all the scouting information he needed. Like, he saw all the production. He had an Overlord in the main base. He was making army units. Maybe dedicated a little bit too much too soon at the third. Like, mate, if your opponent's all in, you can afford to give up a base. I know it's a goal, but yeah, give it up.
Yeah, that's what I think it really came down to there. It did seem that Demi really wanted to keep that gold base up and running, which is hard to blame him. I think I'm not sure if Demi went into the natural towards the end there. So maybe he wasn't entirely sure what the economy of AZTEX was looking like. And all things considered, that was also honestly a terrible location for Demi to fight.
Yeah, it was.
And AZTEX, yeah, AZTEX was really powerful timing, was able to charge right on in, get as many Archon volleys onto the Lings as possible, and then the And then the chargelets just made short work of the roaches, even with that choke point. And there just wasn't enough DPS in the end.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna fight Chargel Archon, you need these choke points to reduce surface area from those zealots. And you saw like how wide open the engagement was at the very beginning, right? Like, he had so much surface area to work with. Like, he was able to just eviscerate all the Lings immediately. And just like that, mate, we are tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit excited right now as we continue our series on Hardwire LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of India. He is, of course, the Shock himself. Going to be representing Alpha X and Sushi. Man, it's been so long since I've missed introducing him. He is Demi.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Hungarian Protoss player representing Root Gaming here in his debut on the Cranky Ducklings. Already taking a game off of Demi. My god, it is AZTEX.
I'm excited now. I'm excited, but I'm also feeling a little bit of dread because I don't want the best chance for Zerg to get taken out so early, but I'm pretty excited. Again, this is our first time casting AZTEX here on the Cranky Ducklings channel. I want to see what he's got.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of like a cheese on oh my god, I almost said Berlingrad. No, we saw a little bit of cheese on Pride of Altaris, which again, it makes sense, you know, incorporating the gold base, not bad. We saw some double Stargate Void Ray. What else do you have for us though? Because here on Hardwire, there is no gold base to exploit.
You know, I've heard like that if you go for disruptor drops, you have a slight increase of percentage in the RNG to win the raffle.
Oh, do you?
That's what I've heard. I can't confirm that.
See, this is why you're not in charge of the raffle. This is See, this is why we keep you away from the spreadsheets, Yaku, okay? God damn it. I do not endorse anything that Yaku says on the stream regarding the raffle. The way you play does not weight whether or not you will have better odds or not. Shaking my head.
Because it's like a computer, right? It's not like a dice that we roll, right? It's a computer,
right?
And computers, unlike
so you roll the computer,
are imperfect.
Yeah.
You roll the computer, and if your graphics card is still working, then congratulations.
True.
Unless it's something really stupid.
The computer isn't like weighted evenly on each side, right? Because yeah, exactly. So it's not perfect.
Yeah.
If you roll
That's why if you roll a computer, you should always bet on it rolling on its side. If you don't, then well, odds are just against you.
It's like a turtle.
Yeah.
What are you on?
Of course, when a turtle rolls, it goes like really fast. I'm trying to channel Chase here.
Oh God. The brain is off. The Aussie is out. Oh my god.
Ryan.
We'll do a Ryan intro later. We'll do it. In honor of Chase. But speaking of the game a little bit here, we do see pretty standard opener, yeah. Stargate Void Ray, similar to game 1 from AZTEX.
I'm intrigued. This is I mean, to be honest, I haven't been watching too much StarCraft lately, but yeah, I have kind of felt like a lot of the Protoss players in general have moved on from Void Ray openings since the last time I really kept up a lot, and interesting to see that AZTEC has been doing this pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Macro games.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think we were very lucky because we cast a lot of Hero over the weekend, ESL Open Cup Asia. And we saw how Hero, he was using like Phoenixes, and he was like going for very aggressive like ground-based pushes. We didn't really get to see a lot of Sky Toss. Because you're right, because players have been kind of moving away from it a little bit. So AZTEX, he's kind of stuck in the past here. I mean, you can still find success with it, but again, it's a little bit out of meta at the moment. So we'll see if we can still make it work.
That we shall. I will say that he does seem to have his own kind of spin on things a little bit, like in the game on Leningrad.
Mhm.
Sure, it didn't entirely go his way, but I did like that he was being very active with the Void Rays. He was able to actually catch Demi off guard once or twice.
Mhm.
So yeah, maybe if he really leans into that, then he might be able to leverage another victory here. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Especially,
TBD.
especially because bearing in mind that on Berlingrad, like that Hydra push, that Hydra timing, like it hits harder and faster on a smaller map. So if he plays out similarly, and if he's able to get, you know, more kills and deny the fourth base time and time again, the likelihood of him being able to defend against that kind of push is a little bit higher on Hardwire. So maybe he will find a little bit more success. We'll see as he's moving out across the map, and yep, just like Berlingrad, he is getting that flea peek.
Alrighty then. So once again, a little bit of a repeat of Berlingrad, but this time with a slight advantage to AZTEX if Demi decides to play aggressive again.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, to the two Void Rays rock up. They're not going to get any kills, really, but they do force a cancel on the gas. And gas is so important here for the Zerg player, whether they want to go into a Spire or whether they want to go into a Hydra Den. Gas is, like, the key ingredient to all of that. And we still don't really know what Demi wants to go for. As, oh, there we go. He finally throws down that tech structure.
Appreciate the answer to that question, Demi. It was like perfectly timed out. You were down the minute you finished speaking.
Yeah, I'm like, what's he doing? He's like, oh, that's what he's doing.
It's like, I got you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's now 4 Void Rays have rocked up. Yo, the high energy queen goes down. That means no more energy for transfuse.
It does, but it also means that these Void Rays have got a little more bruised. Demi still has to be careful. Another one of his queens is starting to get low, but the reinforcements are coming. They do have transfuse, and they will be healing the queens. Once again, that gas goes down. And that's just a little bit frustrating for the Zerg player.
Yeah, exactly. You have such limited gas to work with early on. You need as much as possible, especially if you're going to make a wave of Hydras. Meanwhile, that's exactly what Demi is doing. Oh, has to be a little bit careful. AZTEC losing a lot of hull damage on his Void Rays once again, but bearing in mind that he still hasn't lost any.
Yeah, he can always restore those shields if need be. Demi tried to go for a bit of a counter harass, but decided against it. AZTEX has way too good of a defense for now, it seems, so just building up, getting the Hydras together, going for another powerful timing.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, he's going to try right-clicking on this fourth base, but this time there's plenty of energy for transfuse. We see Demi trying to focus down the Void Rays as quickly as possible. Where's the transfuse?
Ah!
Oh my god!
So close. so close, but at least he was able to keep it alive and take down a Void Ray while he was at it. Using the energy for transfuse like this, it's definitely something that Demi can afford to do.
Oh yeah, especially because, hey, they got rid of Queen Walks, so you know what else are the Queens gonna do? So they will keep it alive for the time being, but there's no Spore here, so he's being a little bit greedy. The Void Rays, they want to kill, they want to get something. Looks like they're headed towards that third base, but that Hydra count is getting higher and higher, and AZTEC needs to start getting ready for that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a window of opportunity here for AZTEX. Oh, that he could really afford to be active with the Void Race and take out bases, but now that the Hydras are out, it's going to be significantly harder. Biggest weakness of Queens is they're slow. Hydras don't have such weakness.
Yeah, they've got that upgrade to help out with that. As the speedy Hydras are going across the map, what do we have at home to defend? We have one shield battery! We have one shield battery at the third base, and that is it! AZTEX is just not ready for this!
Not at all, mate. He is buying himself a little bit of time distracting the Hydras, but Demi realizes that, splits off just a couple of Hydras, and goes full forward with all the rest of them. Charge isn't even finished yet. Ay.
Yeah, just like that previous game, you know, Charge just wasn't done there either. The Cybercore goes down as well. Void Rays are trying to do what they can, but again, without shield batteries, without cannons, without disruptors or anything else to really support them, like, they're just gonna go down to the Hydras.
Just like so. I'm just trying to catch up with them, but it doesn't really matter because anywhere the Hydras go, death follows. Good game, well played is called, and Demi will take that series 2-1. Nicely done here.
Yeah, GG, well played. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit worried, especially after game number 2. It's like, yo, are we gonna say goodbye to the only Zerg player? Are we? But no, Demi, he fights back. He's on top of his macro. He's on top of his timing when it comes to that Hydra push, and he cleans up AZTEX there in game 3. But you know, AZTEX, he didn't play too bad. Like it was not a bad debut.
Yeah, he took a game. He kept up with Demi for the most part in game number 1. Game number 2, he had a very, very well-timed and well-executed all-in as well. Hope to see more of him.
Oh yeah.
Sparkling Tuna Cup.
Definitely. I hope to see more of him as well. Like, taking down the player of the caliber of Demi isn't an easy feat at all. So, very impressive results there by AZTEX. Taking a game, I should say. And now Demi, he moves on, and he already has an opponent ready and waiting.
Indeed, he does. It looks like Demi is running the gauntlet of Root Gaming tonight. This next opponent is going to be... We were told how to pronounce the name. Like, he told us how to pronounce the name before. I remember that.
He did.
I don't remember how to pronounce it.
I don't know. I just remember we said Acheron, and I think maybe we were wrong. It may have been Acheron. I don't know.
Was it Acheron? I think it was. It was something like...